Hey, what's up, world? My name's Austin Mitchell, contractor with All World Construction. Here I am deep in the Mendocino forest. I'm going to the Redwood Forest Institute that's owned by Charles Bello. I'm really looking forward to this opportunity. I saw a YouTube channel that had a whole bunch of views on it. I thought it was incredible. I reached out to Charles. He invited me up to the property. I haven't met him yet. I'm on my way there. I'm right at the logging train station. Over 100 years ago, this is where the train station was. This is where they would load up passengers and workers that actually built America and took down the old growth timber. There is some really great times here, but it's also kind of sad at the same time. Anyways, we have a lot going on. We have a lot of ideas how to conserve, how to do some management, and try to find a middle ground between conservation and moving this world forward. So I really look forward to it. I hope you stay tuned. I have no idea what I'm going to do with the footage, no idea what to expect other than I'm going to be put to work. Super excited. Okay, made it. Met Charles. We had to talk down by the river. He's already putting us to work. We are fixing a broken shock on this Toyota Tundra. And of course we got the breaker bar. I have my new friend here. And we are just working away. It's fun though, right?
It's a blast. Every day.
Alright, so we got the strut out. Obviously the strut snapped. What ended up happening was they were carrying a heavy load in the truck earlier today. They heard a big blow. This holds a lot of pressure. Obviously it blew release pressure. So if we installed just this again, it would just be bouncy again because it would just be the spring absorbing the load instead of the shock dispersing it, when it retracts again. So it needs a new shock, but we're probably just going to weld this back on and hook it back up to make it drivable because we are multiple hours away from anything, so it's better than nothing. Okay, good morning. It is late August. I just dropped the tent down there. The tent was up here. I had a great night's sleep. I set up the tent last night without that tarp, and actually there was another, that white tarp was over it as well. But before that was put over it, when I was sleeping, it started to rain. And as soon as I finished putting the tarp over the tent, it stopped raining, of course. So now I'm dropping the tent here. This is a flat area that used to be a Christmas tree farming area. And it's almost 7. We're gonna get to work and I'm looking forward to an exciting day. Property, we just finished our team meeting. My job today is to replace this deck, and obviously it's more than one day's worth of work to replace it. Looks like a few days, maybe 6 days is my gut, but there's all the framing underneath here. But we're going to replace everything here, so I just want to document the before picture and we should be good. Alright, well, after a great night's sleep, and I don't know what it is about this place, but I'm just overwhelmed with happiness being here. It's only been an hour and I've just been thinking clearly and have the railings demoed out, saved the old growth handrail timbers in the seats like I could. So now I'm going to start over here and I'm going to start demoing these boards because we're going to replace the beams that go underneath here. So we're going to replace this deck that wraps around. I know I said it looked like a lot of work. I mean, it is, but everything's going much faster than I anticipated so far. Everything's been good, knock on wood. pun intended.
Go up with it, up. Hold it down, come down there. Hold it, come down. Come down. Okay, drop it. Now up. Go up. No, wrong way, go up.
Keep going. There you go.
So have her bring the extender hole in.
Now bring the extender hoe in. So pull the whole thing that way. Yep, and now suck it in, suck that portion in that way. There you go. Perfecto. Okay, day one. As you can see, the fence is just gone. Excuse me, the deck is just gone. And I demoed out the whole thing. And as you can see, the railings are gone. The deck boards are gone. I left this frame here because it was all solid, not any wood rot. Or if there was, it was very minor. And put some holes in the ground. Those are going to be our footings. We're going to do it pier style, and that was for my string line. And instead of cardboard, we're going to use building paper. We're going to fill that up for our footings for our 4x4 posts. Our 4x4 posts are there. They were milled on site. You're probably going to see the video of that tree being cut down if you haven't already. Probably splice it in right here if you haven't.
Here, let me see.
I have that on video. It took like 20.
Although the tip broke here, it broke the tip off of that fir.
Yep. Yeah.
You may be cutting a tree, and if you're not cleaning up around it, a little branch like that on the back could hit the nose right here, and guess what happens? It comes right back at you and come right in your face. So this handle, when you're like this, if it comes back, see, and that blocks the blade, it won't kill it. It'll kill it right instantly.
Yeah.
So that's your safety. But still, you got to be careful with the nose. Now, you do cut a lot from the back side, but you never cut, if you're going to cut a branch from the back side, don't go here, go way in here. Then it's not going to kick back and come back at you. Go with the saw way up in there and cut it back in there if you can. Sometimes you have to cut it more towards the front, but don't ever go right on the front. Now, there is a way to work the front end. I give you a rule and then I make an exception. So one way, you start out like this, see, and then you can come down and come into the wood, and then when you're in the wood, you can actually push in. And now you're actually doing the opposite of what I just said, but you got to keep going down. You can't push in and come up.
Yeah.
So the pressure has to be continually down, and then you can actually work that saw right back in. But you got to keep pushing down, not come up. The upside, see they're all up? Because this is where the growth is, right where the branches are. On the other side, there's no branches, there's no knots, and there's no branches. That's all clear wood. Yeah. So if you want to make set tables, unless you want the knots to show, you would pick the back side. I think what we're going to do here, we're going to cut like 7 feet, and we're going to save this for tables. We're going to get the, I got a saw that'll cut this and make tables. We're going to make a 5-foot wide table. So here, what do we got? I mean, it's got quite a bit of taper. Where's the edge of that, more or less? See, it's 30. Well, by the time you get rid of the bark and all, we'll probably be 20, 30 inches. So it'd be 60 inches. That's a pretty good.
Let's check it out. Yeah, maybe bring it down a little bit.
Yeah,
There
27.
Yeah, that's a good width. It's a good width table.
Well, you know, we could make coffee table with that.
And yeah, so replacing like with like. It was grandfathered in. Not really up to code, but so as you walk out here, we have my truck, my tools, and lumber. I just made some A-frames. This is going to be used as my sawhorse. As you can see, no more deck. That's what we're building. And all the scraps over there. The tractor helped with that a little bit. It's nice to have a tractor. It does the work of like 10 men. Anyways, sunset, work's done. Time to shower and eat. I did want to just share one of these unique places on the compound. This is just a guest house. As you can see, very beautiful. This is where I took apart the deck. So this is where I'm going to be building the deck. We have this beautiful table that was harvested off the land. All this lumber was harvested off the land in a very conservation friendly manner. The backyard used to be a pond. It is about 30 years old, this building, 35, according to what I'm told. And I'm just blown away by the beauty. I mean, the concrete alone is gorgeous. Okay, day 2. Poured these piers, or these footings, if you will. And those are what's going to be basically the foundation of the deck. Now we need to take off these big glass doors, which should have been done before I removed all the decking. But we are going to do that as a team. Let's not screw it up. One, two, three. I'm gonna set it down on these boards. Go ahead and just lay it straight up. All right, with the freshly milled lumber, I got that delivered with the backhoe, and now we are mapping out the frame. It's an artistic deck, so it is designed a little bit differently than most decks. The piers are still setting. Today is day 2. It's early afternoon. I'm gonna go work on the girder there. I took off on that far side. So I'm working on that. And then obviously you saw me take out the doors. I need to put that board back there, put the track, put the doors back, and keep on rolling. Okay, day 3. Laid down the footings, some beams, foundation, whatever you want to call it. And I'm working on the deck now. Making progress. This is the easy part now. Kind of an artistic deck. Owner of the property is a well-known architect, so it was his design. I just built it. Yeah, baby. Okay, I forget what the date is, but it's Wednesday. Got up at 7, started working. Well, got up 6, started working at 7. Right now it is 8 p.m. and I'm tired. 13-hour day. Very productive. Okay, day 4. Put the handrail verticals up. And now is the easy part. But I'm not going to finish. I'm leaving. I'm out of time. The truth is that him and I got in an argument yesterday. And he wants me off of his property. And I'm okay with that. You know, there was a job that needed to get done. Very small, easy job. And there's a helper here. And I asked the helper to do it. And the helper messed up. And he started yelling and screaming at the helper. And causing a big scene. And I stood up. And I said, it's not a big deal. And you know, he was yelling and screaming. And they started yelling and screaming at me. And I looked him in the face. I said, don't talk to me like that. You know, I stood up for myself. And, you know, initially I thought he was injured because he was, you know, just yelling, like almost like a screech. And I thought he was injured. And so I went up, and that's why I got involved. And, you know, he ended up storming out of here. And I ended up finishing out the day yesterday before I could start the day today. He politely asked me to leave his property. I asked him if I could finish the job. He says no. He doesn't want to finish. He wants to do it slowly, on his own time, at 88 years old. And it's his property. I need to respect that. But that's the truth. And what can you do? I just have to stand up for what I believe in, which, you know, yelling and screaming is something that I don't do that. I've managed a lot of people over the years, and to be yelling at someone's face and spitting in their face when they speak, and just being very dramatic over some spilled milk is something that, you know, is hard for me to see. And if that energy is directed towards me, I'm not going to take it. But I was respectful. And apparently the conversation we had when he asked me to leave was very calm. And it was something along the lines of, we're too similar. And we're butting heads. And that, you know, he doesn't think it's going to work out, whatever that means. So I got about a half a deck built. I would have loved to finish the deck today and take pictures of it, but he feels like he could do it himself now that the hard part's done, and more power to him. Anyways, that's the truth. Glad I was able to share that. And packing up my tools, headed out back to the Bay Area and then back to San Diego. years later. I'm reflecting after editing the video, and I'm going to compile it and upload it, and hopefully you guys liked it. And I want to circle back and just say, Charles, if you're watching this, thank you for the opportunity. There's no hard feelings, and if I had my property and I wanted to yell at people and then kick them off my property, I should feel like I have the right to do that. I did volunteer all my time at my own expense, everything, and for nothing, just out of the kindness of my heart, and also to hopefully learn. And I did learn a few things, and so thank you for that. It did inspire me and show me how much one man can do. But I also learned on that trip that nothing is ever one person. It's one person usually taking credit for stuff a whole bunch of people did. But all that being said, if you enjoyed the content, hit that like, consider subscribing. Thank you for the 6 million of you over the past 18 months who watched my shorts. I'd like to dabble more in the long form content. I'm just trying to be as real as possible, and I didn't even know I was going to share this video, but the reason I shared it is because it just seems so human. It was a big investment, and there was a little bit of drama, hard work. I think it had a little bit of everything. My favorite part was Willie. I miss you, Willie. Anyways, thanks for watching. Talk to you later.